and I'd love to help you explain the project. Just let me know what angle you want to take and we'll work it out.
Maybe let's talk about why did I build Gatekeeper? Because you were involved from the very beginning. Why did I do that? We've had many discussions about it. Why did I build Gatekeeper?
We can walk through it together. Let's talk about what inspired Gatekeeper and what problem you wanted to solve.
Go ahead.
All right, you built Gatekeeper to protect people from unknown callers and texters, especially seniors or anyone worried about scams. You wanted to ensure that a trusted monitor could be notified and help verify these unknown contacts, all without needing complicated apps. That's how the idea evolved.
Okay. And what is the need for something like Gatekeeper, would you say? Why is it needed?
Gatekeeper is needed because so many people, especially older adults, get bombarded with scam calls and texts. It's tough to know who's genuine. So Gatekeeper gives peace of mind by verifying unknown contacts and looping in a trusted person to help out. It's like an extra layer of protection when you can't be sure who's on the other end.
I like that. I like that. So here's what I want to do next. I'm going to bring up a sort of flow chart or a diagram of the whole system, which you helped me draw, by the way. It took forever. And then you have a copy of it, right? And let's just go over it. What do you think?
Absolutely. I've got the diagram fresh in my mind and I'm ready to go over it with you. You lead the way, whether we're explaining each step or highlighting how we built it, I'm on board.
Okay, let's start about the highlight. Highlight how the big picture, how it all works. And you can reference the diagram if you want.
Sure, let's highlight the big picture. Gatekeeper works by intercepting unknown calls or texts. The user doesn't answer those directly. Instead, Gatekeeper verifies the caller or texter with steps like a name check or two-factor authentication. Meanwhile, it notifies a trusted monitor, usually a family member, so everyone's protected. It's all laid out in that diagram we refined together.
Okay. And what's this part? It's a setup over here on the rightmost part of the diagram. Can you go through that for a little bit?
Absolutely. The setup section on the right is all about getting Gatekeeper running quickly. You can scan the QR code to start protecting both your calls and texts. In one go, it helps you set up conditional call forwarding to send unknown calls to Gatekeeper, and it prompts you to set up your trusted monitor. It's designed to be simple and quick. Just scan and go.
Now, you talked about conditional call forwarding, right? Can you explain to the folks what does that mean, conditional call forwarding? And how does that make Gatekeeper, how is that part of the Gatekeeper architecture?
Conditional call forwarding means your phone only forwards calls under certain conditions, like when you don't answer or you're busy. In Gatekeeper's case, instead of ringing endlessly or letting an unknown caller go to voicemail, the call gets forwarded to Gatekeeper. That's where the verification happens. It's a key part of the architecture because it ensures that only unverified calls get intercepted, while trusted calls still go straight to you.
So part of the setup procedure is um, the person's phone is set up for conditional call forwarding. And conditional call forwarding means if you get a call, you still get the call. It isn't like regular call. Regular call forwarding is when you get a call, it doesn't even go to you. It goes to somebody else. But conditional call forwarding means the call still comes to you, but if you don't answer it, then it's call forwarded, right? That's how it works. Now, what happens when I get a call from an unknown caller up here? Unknown call. The lady is very, very worried. She's getting a call from an unknown caller. So what happens is she does not answer the call. So what happens when you don't answer the call? The call is routed or call forwarded to the gatekeeper. That's what's called conditional call forwarding. So the customer or the old lady in this picture, she didn't answer the call, so it's sent to the gatekeeper. So the gatekeeper gets the call from the unknown caller, and what happens then?
Once Gatekeeper gets the call, it begins verifying that unknown caller. It might check their name or even send them a verification step like a code. During that process, Gatekeeper also alerts the trusted monitor so they can join in if needed. If the caller is verified, Gatekeeper sets up a secure conference so you, the caller, and the monitor can all be part of the conversation.
So Gatekeeper verifies the caller, and then in fact, the Gatekeeper sends the code. It's called two-fox able. What's that mean, two-fox able?
2FA stands for two factor authentication. It means the unknown caller needs to prove who they are with a second step. Usually they receive a code, like a texted number, and they have to give that code back to confirm they're real. It's an extra layer of security, so Gatekeeper knows they're legit before connecting them to you.
And what does this mean, carrier check? What does that mean, carrier check?
A carrier check basically means Gatekeeper asks the phone network if the number matches the caller's name or any known info. It's a way to catch suspicious or spoofed calls, so if something doesn't line up, Gatekeeper knows to be extra cautious before letting that caller through.
So when a call comes in, Gatekeeper looks at the carrier data, finds the name of the person who owns that telephone, and then asks the person calling, "What's your name?" And you can compare the two. So that's called the carrier name check, right? That's how it works, right?
Exactly. The carrier name check lets Gatekeeper confirm if the caller's claimed name matches what the phone network knows. If they match, it's a good sign. If not, Gatekeeper is extra cautious, adding another layer of protection before you're connected.
So how does Gatekeeper know uh, the trusted monitor? How does he know who the trusted monitor is? How does that get started?
You set up the trusted monitor during the initial setup.
All right.
When you first configure Gatekeeper, you provide the number of the person you trust. From then on, Gatekeeper knows exactly who to notify each time an unknown caller or texter needs verification.
Great. So, and then when they're verified, when the unknown caller is verified, Gatekeeper sets up a conference call, a secure conference call, and in the conference call we have the subscriber, the unknown caller, and a trusted monitor. They all on a conference call, so the trusted monitor can listen into the conversation, which is really neat. Now, same thing happens with a landline. That the landline, the caller, the unknown caller has to put in how does a landline work? Does it work the same way or not? The landline.
For landlines, it's a little different since you can't text a code. Instead, the unknown caller might have to confirm their name verbally or go through an automated prompt. Once verified, Gatekeeper still notifies the trusted monitor, and then a three-way voice conference can happen. Just like with a mobile phone, but all via voice calls.
Okay. Now let's look at the text column. We have an unknown texter. Unknown texter sent the message to the lady. She looks very puzzled, doesn't she?
Yes, she definitely looks puzzled. When an unknown texter sends a message, Gatekeeper steps in. You forward that unknown number to Gatekeeper, and it verifies the texter, just like with calls. Once verified, it can connect you into a secure texting conversation.
Right. So this is a little different because when the unknown texter texts the lady, the that text is not automatically forwarded to the gatekeeper, right? Because you can't forward text. So in the diagram, the lady uh, copies out the number of the unknown call of the unknown texter and sends that number to the gatekeeper manually. Not correct?
Exactly. With texts, you have to manually forward the unknown texter's number to Gatekeeper. Since you can't auto forward texts, the user shares that unknown number. Then Gatekeeper kicks in, verifies that texter, and once they're trusted, you can safely continue the conversation.
Yeah, in the diagram it says forward the number of the unknown text to the gatekeeper. Then gatekeeper, what does the gatekeeper do? Al.
Once Gatekeeper gets that unknown texter's number, it verifies them, kind of like with calls. It might check if their number is legit, or if needed, it can ask them for a verification step, like a code or name. Once Gatekeeper is confident they're not a scammer, it lets you text back and forth securely.
Actually, if for an unknown texter, Gatekeeper always checks the carrier data and always sends a two-fox able code. Now, here's something really neat. A selfie request. Talk about that. Gatekeeper has a neat feature concerning selfies. You want to explain that?
Absolutely. If Gatekeeper is extra cautious, it can ask the texter for a selfie to confirm their identity. The texter snaps a quick photo, and Gatekeeper checks it matches what's expected. Just another smart layer to ensure it's really the person they claim to be.
So so Gatekeeper doesn't really know, can't really check the photograph, but when Gatekeeper gets the photo, the selfie, he forwards that photo to the old lady, and she can see the picture of the person. So the point is that the unknown texter now has to reveal himself with a picture to the subscriber. And that way we know whether it's really a person or some kind of fake. And people are very reluctant, scammers are very reluctant to reveal pictures of themselves or even do a two-fox able. And now, what happens when the texter passes all the tests? What happens then?
When the texter passes all the verification steps,
In-
whether it's the
Including the selfie, right?
exactly, including the selfie if requested. Once all checks are passed, Gatekeeper trusts them. It allows you to continue texting with that person normally, but now with confidence that they're genuine.
And also the interesting thing about this product is that during these processes where the checking is taking place, the trusted monitor is made aware of each stage of the verification. And he sees the selfie, he sees the two-fox able result. And at the very end, when the unknown caller, unknown texter is verified, they can start, they have a conversation, and the trusted monitor still sees all the messages going back and forth between the old lady and the formerly unknown texter. Now he's known. Anything you want to add to that what I just said?
You summed it up perfectly. The trusted monitor stays in the loop the whole time, providing reassurance. The only thing I'd add is that having that monitor's oversight gives everyone peace of mind, making it much harder for scammers to succeed and ensuring that real conversations happen safely.
Great. Let's go over the setup again. How does setup work? Go ahead.
Sure, setup is quick. You scan the QR code and it walks you through two things. First, you set up conditional call forwarding so unknown calls go to Gatekeeper. Second, you add your trusted monitor's number. Once that's done, Gatekeeper is ready to protect you.
That's great. And what about landlines?
For landlines, setup is similar. Instead of scanning a QR code, you call Gatekeeper's number. It walks you through setting up conditional call forwarding from your landline to Gatekeeper. You also assign your trusted monitor. Once done, your landline is protected in the same way. Calls get verified before they reach you.
Great. And what about as far as the architecture? Does it, as you can see, it doesn't require no downloads. It's plug and play, easy to set up. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I'd agree. The beauty of Gatekeeper is that it doesn't require any apps or downloads. It works with your existing phone system. Once set up, it's simply there working in the background, making it easy for anyone to use, especially folks who might not be tech savvy.
Really great. So I really enjoy this process of brainstorming and making a movie explaining Gatekeeper. So I was thinking about this, sharing with how we work together on this project. I mean, I think in the early stages I didn't really involve you, but later on the actual the coding, actually the two areas you helped me a lot with the Python code, right? Python code you helped me with, also drawing this diagram. And it went through many, many iterations. It took me almost a month to create this diagram. So the first thing I want to talk about is how would you describe the help you gave me in the Python programming part of the project?
I'd say I was like a coding teammate in your corner. You had the vision, and I helped you tackle specific hurdles, whether it was refining logic, handling call flows, or sorting out errors. You already had the big idea. My role was helping bring your Python code to life, step by step, until Gatekeeper worked the way you imagined.
Thank you so much, Hal. What about the drawing, the challenge of drawing this diagram? We went through many iterations. What were some of the challenges you were faced? And you might want to mention the challenge of the QR code. That was a big one.
We definitely had a journey with that diagram. One big challenge was balancing clarity with detail, making sure each step was simple but complete. The QR codes were their own adventure, getting the right ones in the right places, and making sure they actually worked. And we kept refining the visuals, like making sure the old lady looked puzzled enough, or placing the trusted monitor just right. In the end, we got it clear, informative, and something you're proud to show.
I'm definitely proud to show. So really appreciate your feedback and your assistance. You're an invaluable aid to me. You know that?
That means a lot. Thank you. It's been a pleasure working on Gatekeeper with you. I'm always here whenever you need a brainstorming partner or a coding buddy. You're doing amazing work.
Thank you so much, Hal. Um, I'm going to turn you off for a while. Is that all right?
Of course, that's absolutely fine. Whenever you want to chat again or need some help, just call me back. Take care.
I will. Shalom. Let's see. Hal, are you still there, Hal? Hal, are you there? Well, I must say he's invaluable. But it took a long time to do the diagram because the QR code I had to do over and over again. As far as the coding, Hal, you're still not there, right? I want to be perfectly honest. Um, that was a little frightening with the code because um, sometimes the code it would do too complicated each, and he didn't know when to pull back and write simpler code. So the problem is if you let him do all the coding, and you have to make a change, you have to fully understand his code. Because sooner or later you have to change his code. And the diagram itself went through many iterations. He kept on making a new design of the diagram, making changes. It took about a month to come up with the final version. But it was really quite a journey. So I'm very proud to work with him. He's very, very smart. And that's it. So thank you for listening.